Womp womp. Welcome to Pod Maverick Presents Group Therapy, where we will talk out our feelings about the fact that the Dallas Mavericks are down 0-2 in the NBA Finals. Now, those of you who have listened to me for years know that I tend to come in hot and heavy, but for some reason I'm just having a hard time being too upset about this one because some of the things that occurred in this 105-98 loss really difficult to swallow, but at the same time, sometimes the ball's not going to bounce your way. The Celtics, shot horribly from three, 25%, but also hit like two of the craziest threes I've seen in the postseason. There was an incredible shot made by Derek White from like the left wing. And then that Peyton Pritchard bank shot was amazing. It's just, shit happens. Like basketball's fun. I had a fun time watching that game. It is what it is. So let's come talk with me. I got 6 people already waiting in the hopper. If you want to join and talk basketball with me, if you get denied on the chat entrance, it's because there's too many people in the waiting room. But if you're watching live on YouTube, go ahead and click into this. We're going to fly through some people because I don't want to stay up all night. Coming up first is my man, Sam. What's up, Sam?
What's up, Kirk? How you doing?
Yeah, you're here early. Look at you.
Yeah, I just want to kind of get that out the way because I'm more annoyed than anything.
Right.
It's crazy because I don't want to say we have to play perfect to beat this team because I really don't think we have to play absolutely perfect. I mean, this team is beatable. Like, the first game, they made all the threes, and then today, they missed all the threes, but then, Drew Holiday goes off for 26. So it's kind of like...
Not looking forward to going and viewing all of Drew's shots again and being like, it was really tough.
I mean, a lot of them, he was cutting a lot to the basket, and they were just pump fakes, and man, this team does not know how to stay down on these pump fakes. They just go for it.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because like whose 3-point shot are we blocking? Derek White and then Luka and then Daniel Gafford and then like half the team. Like what? Like stay down. Just get your hand up. Stay down.
Stay down. That's it. Like at this point, I get it. It's instinctive. You're trying to just deter the shots. I get it, but like, come on, y'all, stay down. But other than that, I mean, Luka. He did what he could. The turnovers are bad. The free throw shooting is bad. The series is not over by any means. I mean, you win game 3 and then it's a series again. It's just now you got to do something that only 4 or 5 teams have done in the last 31 years. When you go,
I don't know. I just 0-2 is ugly. It's ugly.
I mean, the only solace that I have is that the Mavericks have done this before because that year we played Phoenix, we got destroyed in both games, and we somehow managed to win in 7. So at this point, I am just grasping at straws. I mean, just honest, like you're just trying to find anything. Hey, it can happen. The road team, series doesn't start till a road team wins a game. So maybe we come back to Dallas, and I mean, PJ wasn't even that bad today, all things considered. Like Kyrie, man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Just give us an average game. And we're in both of these games. Like, just average.
He'll hit something. He'll do something insane. I mean, there have been games in this playoffs where it's like, oh, all of a sudden the Mavs are down 25 and Kyrie then becomes like a water bug and just goes nuts. And it's like, Bubs, where was this when the game was close? Can we please? And I earnestly think this because I've seen covering Kyrie for a season, there have been stretches where he just couldn't buy a bucket. And then I don't know if you remember the stretch in January when Luka was out where Kyrie averaged like 35 and 10 for 5 games and looked like Christ reborn playing basketball. Do you remember this?
Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's there. It's there for him. It's just, I don't know what it is about. Even this game, I mean, in the fourth quarter, there was just points where, okay, That Peyton Pritchard 3, by the way, F that. That was ridiculous. That
was awesome. That's, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but it just got to the point where you cut it to 8. You cut it to 7. And it just couldn't get over.
Oh, and they punch in the mouth. Like, they called timeouts. Like, the way Missoula was calling timeouts when it got to 8 points, it happened 3 separate times. And it was like, oh, no. And then they'd come out and hit some crazy shit shot. And it's like, all right, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they just besides like the first quarter where they went up 13-6, they just didn't have that run. Like if you just had one good run, you win the game. I feel like and it just couldn't do it. Meanwhile, Boston, they'll have a 10-0 run. They would have a. And it's like, okay, it wasn't like they were getting. I mean, they pulled away at the end with that 15-point lead, and even though we kind of cut it to 5, and then PJ got fouled, we'll just say, but whatever. At this point, it is what it is.
Sure.
You got to win game 3. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm sure with the gajillion dollar price tickets, we're gonna have the best Mavs fans around making noise in the arena. Not the. If that lower bowl is not standing up, if I see a bunch of Gilded Age people down there, I'm gonna be fucking pissed off.
I don't want to think. I just want to go to sleep now.
So, all right, Sam. Talk to you Wednesday then.
Have a good night, man.
All right. Coming up next, my man Brian. Brian, what's up, Bubs?
Nothing good. Not been a fun watch. I'll say that much.
I like tonight. There was some basketball stuff going on. The problem is you go to halftime and then you hear Michael Wilbon, who is just discovering who most of the Mavericks are, and they're like, Luka needs to move the ball more. And it's like, move to who? The Celtics switch everything. Do you not know what you're watching?
I don't bother watching ESPN's or ABC's halftime show. I haven't for a while. Anything that Michael Wilbon is going to be a part of, that's not anything I need to listen to. I watched this game on mute. Because I don't need to listen to.
I did too, and was cursing PJ when he got blocked by Brown there in the end because I didn't see the push in the back, and I actually had to edit out a line for my recap where I was like, PJ took that up soft as shit, and then somebody sent me the replay, and I was like, oh okay, he got pushed.
I saw it in real time. There was no way that you were going to be able to tell me that from the spot that he jumped as fast as he was going, the angle that he launched past the backboard happened because he
looked behind him. There. Don't look behind you like that, man.
He looked behind him, but he looked behind him because he felt a hand on his back. He looked like somebody's prom date getting escorted to the limo.
Fair enough.
Man, there's not much good to take from this game. I won't lie. Kyrie Irving. I don't have anything good
Lots
to say.
Lots of silence. Did you freeze?
I don't have anything good to say about him. Oh, hello? Am I here?
Yeah, you froze there for a second. You're like, I don't have anything good to say, and then pause.
Oh,
go ahead.
Okay.
Try again.
Yeah, I don't have anything good to say about Kyrie Irving. If he shoots even 40% from the field, we win this game. And yeah, that's about all I got to say on him. That can be said in the presence of good company.
Sure.
PJ Washington for the second series of this run is our second best player. It was cool when he was scoring 27, not so much when it's 17 and some tough defense. Derrick Jones Jr. was staying in front of Shea after he was doing 5 dribble cancel moves, but 1 Jaylen Brown pump fake, and he's 5 feet in the air for some reason. Right. Nobody can stay in front of the ball, which is annoying. But yeah, all these dudes are jumpy, and everybody's peeing down their leg, and they're looking to their emotional leader for the entire season, and he's peeing down their leg, and then they're looking to the other emotional leader, and he doesn't want to give them the ball, and I don't understand why he would at this point.
Well, there's you're not giving, nobody's cooking. I mean, Kyrie's gonna hit some shots. He's not going to continue. At least he's being aggressive. Okay. That's the passive Kyrie stuff is what kills me. He's just missing shots.
It's worse though. I don't think he's being aggressive. He is taking shots. That is a difference. Mm-hmm. He's not being aggressive because there was a play in the third quarter where I can't even remember where exactly it was. Basically, there was a play where they got in transition, and it was a perfect opportunity for Kyrie to take one of his patented transition pull-up threes, and he just didn't even look at the rim. And that's when I knew, oh, yeah, he's gone. He's not coming back. Even if he gets back in this series,
I think he'll be all right. I'm not counting out that guy. I just am not. He frustrates me, but I'm not going out.
I'm not counting him out at home, but he plays like a role player in Boston.
Yeah. So we got this one. Just I don't know. I'm very close to like blocking him because he doesn't understand how like basketball works, and he calls me Kurt. He calls me Kurt in the thing. So he says,
funny.
"Get ready to be blown out when those wide open threes start falling in Dallas. Keep allowing the best 3-point team in the league to get open looks." Like, guys, the basketball, like, I don't like talking about basketball as math because I think basketball is beautiful. But when you spread 5 guys around and you have to defend all around the 3-point line, you are giving up the lane or you are giving up threes. Even if you have 5 unbelievable lockdown defenders, the way the game is called, you will be able to get into the paint. You will be able to get past guys. So help defense comes and all of the guys around the 3-point line stay out there ready to catch and shoot. It's just the way the math works. So is he right? It's like, get ready for all the 3-pointers to fall. Like, absolutely. That's why the Celtics are the number 1 offense in basketball history. So it's like explaining this sort of stuff to people is really painful because I don't want to call you stupid because I don't think anybody that is in this chat is stupid. But it's like, that's what the Celtics do to you. It's very taxing because nobody can do this. Nobody can do this on an NBA level. Nobody's done it before because the combination of drivers and shooters and athletes has not been assembled at this level. All right? Like, that's really important to understand. That's why they're so good. They have guys on this team, you know, they have 2 top 3 picks in Tatum and Brown. They have Porzingis, who was drafted 4th at one point, who is their 6th man. They have Al Horford, even though he's 1,000 years old, was once part of a national title team and one of the best teams in college basketball history, who is still playing because he's amazing. Haven't mentioned Drew Holiday, NBA championship level player. Like, they're amazing. So yeah, that is likely what's supposed to happen. You know, I wanted the Mavericks to win too. I do think the Mavericks can play better defense, but the simple fact is the Celtics force you to choose. They force you to choose what's going to happen here. And so I just don't entirely understand when people are like, oh, they have to play better defense by guarding the 3-point line better. You understand if they don't sell the 3-point line, then the Celtics are just going to go score at the fucking rim, which they've also been doing. But it's just like, I don't understand. Like, and I'm picking on this one guy, but he's not alone in this. He's certainly not alone in this. This is how people think. They're like, oh, the Mavericks defense is just playing bad. No, the Celtics offense is designed to break defenses. Sorry.
And if you think that the Mavericks were just giving up those wide open threes to Drew Holiday, you haven't been watching Drew Holiday move without the ball. He's the fastest player on the court every second he's on the court, and he does not stop moving, whether he's moving from the top of the arc with the ball, down to the wing, down to the corner, then to the dunker spot, then to the opposite corner, back up to the wing, back to the corner. Somebody has to chase him around all that time, all while we're trying to help and recover and send 2 guys to the ball in the paint. Like, that's not – that you're not meant to be able to do that with 5 people.
Right. You can't do it.
That's what it is.
That's anyway. I'm sorry, Brian. You got anything else for us?
I would like for one of our backup guards to give. I would like more Dante Exum minutes. Dante Exum hit a shot. That's cool. Please play him over Jaden Hardy. Look, we don't need any more Jaden Hardy.
What the hell happened to him tonight? I don't remember him going into the game, and I see that he was -6.
He's this just isn't as serious for him. We saw it in game 1.
I do love the boy's confidence. The young man. I love the young man's confidence. I apologize. He is I love it. You just got to love it.
I do. God, I wish it was manifesting and made shots and like playmaking opportunities. And it was against OKC. It was a bit against Minnesota. It's not happening here. And as tough as it may be on his confidence, we may need to pivot away from him and ask him to be a good teammate and just root his guys on from the bench. And then when we get the opportunity to call his number again, then maybe we go to him. But I think we need more extra minutes. We need a steadier hand as a ball handler because Kyrie still does not want to initiate offense when Luka is off the court. And if he doesn't do it, I don't trust anybody else to. So at least get somebody out there that I know is not going to cough the ball up and is going to hold their own.
I don't know, man. I don't envy kids' decision making in all this, but the only thing I've got to say is like I need people who are important to stop calling for fucking Tim Hardaway Jr. minutes.
Please.
Why are we?
Please stop. We did this in OKC. He gave us a game and a half that was good, and then he stunk every other minute that he played. He couldn't see the court against the Timberwolves. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop it. It's over.
Thanks for joining us, bud. See you soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Peace. Thanks for having me.
All right. And then I'm going to I saw this guy pop in earlier, and then there he is. Casey, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good. I saw you join earlier, and then it looked like you got kicked, so I'm bringing you up.
No, it's just my camera being weird. No, man. I didn't want to be one of these guys who only calls you after a win, so.
That's fine. No, yeah, and nobody listens after losses. It's my favorite.
Trying to keep you company. How you doing?
I'm all right.
I don't feel great. God, I feel like that was such a winnable game.
It was.
It really was. And I feel like how I felt after game 1 of the Clippers series, where I was like, all right, here we go. I've been watching this team. I know how good they are. I'm so excited for everybody else to see them. And then they just don't show up. And I just feel like, God, I know, and you know, because you've been watching them, they're better than this. They can do this. They are better than what they've shown. And I'm just I don't want to sound like the crazy. I watched the game at a bar with a bunch of friends tonight, and I was like, God, I don't want to. I promise you, guys, I've seen it. I know they can do it. I know they're better than this. But it's almost disappointing and offensive that they didn't show up. So I'm like, come on, I can see it. And then I see things like you were talking about. The half court thing between PJ and Luka was the capper on 2 minutes of the worst.
I'm going to be thinking. I'm going to be thinking about that for a long time.
That's the worst I've seen them play in months. And I was like, really? Now you're going to do this? This is the fourth. It was unbelievable. And then Maxey trying to go coast to coast into Porzingis was I was like, what? What are they doing? What?
Well, okay. So to be clear, though, Casey, they stopped doing that this game. In game 1, 6 guys drove into Porzingis, and Porzingis was boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah. They were doing it a lot in game 1, but I thought Maxey trying to go coast to coast was simultaneously the funniest and most horrifying thing I've seen. I just couldn't believe it because he stopped for a second, and I was like, oh, is he going to try and shoot the 3 maybe? And then I was like, oh, is he going to try and go to the basket? What?
That was.
El
Sporco brings up the Exum coast to coast, which was better because he didn't even get a shot off. Yeah. He just lost the ball out of bounds.
That one was better. I just feel you've watched this team enough. I've seen every game in the playoffs. They'll have a 5-minute, 6-minute spurt where there's just a lid on the rim. No layups will go in. No dunks they'll start missing dunks, and everything misses. And I just feel against Boston, they're taking that time to go up by 20 or 18 or 15 or whatever, and then we're just they're just not hanging in and coming back. This team is resilient. I will give them that. So I don't feel like the series is over. I feel like they've taken on Kidd's personality a little bit, which is very calm and very okay, well, we'll come back. This is in the end. We're down at halftime. That's fine. I've never felt down by 10 at halftime that they were out of any game.
Sure.
So I feel okay, down 2 games in a series. I don't feel like they're out of the series, but I just really wanted this one for my own anxiety. I was like, this is about me, guys. I really want this one. And it just felt like it was there. It felt like it was there. I just feel like Kyrie almost needs the treatment of listen, if it's not happening for you, we've got to move away from him because once he misses 4 of those driving layups in a row, they just need to stop trying to make it happen,
Yeah, a little too cute for his own good. 2 straight games.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I know they can do better. I just want to see it. I just want to see it once. Right? So I can tell my friends, hey, I'm not a crazy person.
I don't know. Well, they're in the NBA Finals. And it's I definitely don't want to do the happy to be here shit. But
I don't feel that way either. I really thought they had a chance. I still do think they have a chance to win the finals. I don't at all. I just feel God, if they get swept, I'm what happened? They're not that bad. This is not a team that's just happy to be there. They should be more competitive, and they're not doing it. I don't know. I didn't feel like they weren't competitive tonight. I felt like they gave it, and I felt like the game was there. And I don't know. Game 1, it just felt like maybe the lights were too big for them in that first quarter. and this one, it was like they had it in their hands. Like they just needed like 3 more plays, 4 more plays, and it got the opposite of that.
That's right.
Casey,
thanks so much for joining.
Bring it down, buddy.
No, we're all down. This is except for the Boston fans that are having a good time in the comments. But you know what? If that's how you want to spend your time as a winning fan, that's good for you. I would recommend other hobbies. Go touch some grass. But hey, that's the internet for you.
Well,
Casey, have a good one. Talk soon.
Thanks, buddy. All right.
All right, we got Klotzman. What's up, buddy?
Yo, hey Kirk. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, definitely a rough loss. I was over with some friends watching the game tonight. Had some wings, some beers. We had somebody had a Maverick celebration cake. We cut it after the first quarter because we were not nervous. We're like, we're going to cut this while we have the lead.
That's right.
But yeah, I was commenting earlier, like I was happy in the third quarter. Like, definitely don't expect Gafford to be, Shaq down there, but like they definitely kept going away from putting Porzingis or Horford on the perimeter and those screens. Mm-hmm. Just if they keep taking away our lobs, it's like let's play some bully ball. Tatum's not going to block Gafford's shots.
So Tatum is a lot taller than you think he is. Look, like he's taller than Gafford. He's 6'11". Gafford's 6'9". Tatum is a strong dude. I don't know how much you can go to the well there. They tried it in game 1.
Yeah, they were 2 of 2 or 3 of 3. I just like at least the shaking it up. Like, no, I don't think it's like the answer by any means, but just the shaking it up to like kind of get them thinking, do we want to keep that matchup? Like, can we do that 4 or 5 times in a span of a few minutes to break them? And it's not just that; it's also like PJ Washington with Derek White on him, right? So it could be a different looks from different players. And the fact that they keep doing these high, the Mavericks, our offense predicated on that screen and roll, that we don't have their big involved in their shot blocker, especially if it's KP in that. And I just feel like, especially in game 1, we were trying to go for like home run hits every time with dunks, and they were just getting stuffed. This time I saw us like do some more layups, which were there. And I'm hoping we can figure out a way to take advantage of that, because they do switch on everything and they've got amazing defenders, but there are mismatches to be had. I was happy that Luka got back to like his, being able to make assists, being able to make stuff work. And that one pass that he had, who was that to? Was that to Lively or PJ? I can't remember now. It's all a blur. Like that behind the back pass was just gorgeous. On the cut in the, what was that, third quarter, I want to say.
Tatum, I'm sorry, guys arguing with me in the chat. Wrong. Tatum is smaller than Gafford in height and wingspan. Guys, I promise Tatum is bigger. Like what they get measured at in their rookie year, like Tatum was, do you remember, Jason? Like Bill Simmons used to call him like he was 19 forever. Like Tatum is enormous. Such a big guy. He just is such a big guy. Like him and there's a video of him and Lively at the All-Star game, and they're like right next to each other, and it's like, holy shit, this guy's so big. Anyway.
But yeah, no, I just, I wish we would exploit the mismatches a little bit more when we can, especially if he's already down low, like if he can get position, at least to shake things up and make them shake up their rotations. Because even Luka was so hot for a while there. They started doing the 2 on the ball, like the thing that you and Josh talk about, where it's like he breaks your will and like your ability to just fundamentally stick to your game plan, because you can't watch Luka hit triple or double after double after double with no help. And they started to do that. And of course, he immediately got lobs to Lively. He got open cuts to DJJ. So like, I think that, and I'm just wondering when Kai's going to show up. Like, I feel like we did a lot of things right. We were there. They were missing shots and then making the ones that they shouldn't have made, like the Pritchard 3 from
right. Oh yeah, they were missing some. Like the ones that were surprising to me were like the reloads on the offensive rebounds. Those are the ones that are like backbreaking, and the Celtics just didn't hit those tonight. Yeah, this one got away from us. This doesn't hurt. This doesn't feel like 2006 game 3, but it's definitely a missed opportunity. Like, yes,
this definitely stings. I'm going to make a bold prediction. So I will be one of the Maniac fans on Wednesday. I will be losing my mind. And so I will be booing the hell out of Kristaps Porzingis. Honestly, if he goes for another block at the rim, like slam his hand into the back of the rim, break his hand, get him out. I don't care. Fuck him. But I will be booing nonstop like an insane person. And I think Kai just needs home cooking. I've always had a theory that he thrives off of like good vibes. And so hearing the nonstop booing and the nonstop Kyrie sucks chant, he's got to find a way to get rid of that. And I think starting in Boston was the worst way for him to get in a groove in this series. So we win game 3, we eke out a win in game 4, and then we bring it back to Boston for an epic game 5 where we'll get back on top.
I hope Porzingis plays. Missoula said he was fine in post game, but
I mean, if he does, great. Like I
like watching the dude healthy. He's a good basketball player.
He is a really good basketball player, but I still want to boo the crap out of him just because of the smile and the little like that he did in game 1, and just all his crap. So also elbowing the crap out of some of our guys down low.
See, but that's where you don't let switches on a 7-3 guy happen. Like that just, Josh Green, when he got kneed in the nards, he was so upset about that. It's like, well, how about you don't crowd the 7-3 shooter? That's my thought. Yeah. Anyway, talk soon, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, Kirk.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. It's the most fun and exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats for your shot to win up to 100 times your cash. I made my first $10 deposit and received an instant $10 bonus. And if you have the skills, you can play for a shot of turning your $10 into $1,000. And playoff time is the best time to join the Prize Picks community of over 5 million members who have already downloaded the app. Prize Picks is available in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Download the app today and use the code BLUEWIRE for a first deposit match up to $100. That's a first deposit match of up to $100 when you download the app and use the code BLUEWIRE. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
All right, we got back-to-back Glens coming up. So we're going to go to Glenn in California. Glenn, what's going on, man?
Las Vegas, actually.
Las Vegas, sorry.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, Kirk. How are you tonight?
All right.
I'm bad. I'm going to I used to be a host on Playboy Radio. I hate when people call in unprepared, but I'm kind of unprepared because
you're allowed.
Yeah. Okay, first off, the defense. We got to give Jason Kidd credit for having the team prepared to play defense. They held them to 105. That's not bad. KP got held to 12 points, and then he'll be on the ASMA field next game. I'll be surprised if he even plays. I'm not knocking KP, but that's who he is.
Sure.
He's the guy who you're not going to count on him for 2 or 3 games in a row. But this is what I'm pissed about, and I'm sure you've talked about this, but for us to win at this point, if you're going to play defense the way you should, then your other guys who are not named Luka Doncic have to show up. Mm-hmm. Kyrie, he had his open looks. I mean, Celtics are the best team we faced by far. I mean, they're really good. But Kyrie had his open looks, and he missed them. Josh Green looked like he was simply just not. He needs to see a sports psychiatrist. All these guys, we need a sports psychiatrist.
But this is the Josh Green experience comes down to, if it's a cerebral basketball game, I'm not sure if I want him in there. Josh Green is an agent of chaos. He is not a thing that happens in a game where you're really, the pace is slowing down. Like, because his shots are wide fucking open, and they were bad.
Okay, but DJJ, Maxi Kleba,
that DJJ missed 3. That was it looked like a wide left field goal attempt. That was remarkable.
And they were just giving Maxi Kleba shots like we were giving Giddey shots, and Kleba just would line them up and miss. And these guys need to see a sports psychologist before Wednesday and say, what mantra can I say in my head that helps me tune out the fact that this is the NBA Finals. And Lively. God damn it. Lively's playing like a rookie out there.
Don't you hate it? Don't you hate it when the rookie plays like a rookie? It's really upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, it gives you some hope for next year and the year after and whatever. But at the moment, Lively needs some kind of sports psychiatrist to say, listen, man, you're not a rookie anymore. Get in there and just be you. Because none of these guys Luka had his moments of failure, the missed free throws. But, I mean, Luka did his thing. He was a warrior out there. Gafford was a warrior out there. PJ was a warrior out there, but no one else on the team deserves to even say they played in this game tonight.
You just got to be ready to play. These guys look to, I don't want to say after some of the things they pulled off, I would have thought that a second straight game of looking like the lights were too bright.
Yeah.
That's all. And I'm sorry, some of the guys they didn't look prepared.
Yes, that's true.
So
I know you got to get more people to go. You want to go home. I'm just saying I wore my shirt. This is unwashed.
I get it. I did the same. I changed out of my "He Has Risen" T-shirt before the podcast, and I had worn that for multiple games.
All right. Yeah. Stick to whatever you've got that has been working for the winning games. Put your dog in the exact position that he's supposed to be in, or whatever. Do whatever you got to do. We all need to use whatever weapons we've got. Because Celtics, I want to say this too. The Celtics are really, really good. Right? Yeah. I mean, we do have to give credit. There's nothing. This wasn't a referee game, and it wasn't really that the Celtics that we missed out on stuff. It's just we didn't elevate, and the Celtics did, and they're really good. And hopefully, Game 3, we can find it, whatever it is that needs to be found.
Same thing, man. Talk soon.
Thank you, Kirk. Have a good one.
All right. Then we got my other friend, Glenn. Glenn, what's up, man?
What is up, Kirk?
Oh, just doing my best moderating the comments here in the YouTube. People getting a little spicy. Just hanging out here talking basketball. What's going on with you?
Okay, so this team that we're facing is phenomenal, and they have a suffocating defense. But I want to hit on a couple quick topics. One, I don't think the challenge that kid did was a bad challenge.
No, that didn't make sense. I didn't understand that one.
It was just out of the norm of what Jason Kidd normally challenges. And, I don't know. Maybe if he would have had that challenge later on during the PJ foul in the back, maybe some of the little crunch time moments. We need to hold on to our challenges, basically. We can't throw them away for arbitrary fouls. It won't even get us the ball, even if we do win them. The second thing is our bigs are ineffective only just because of how Boston is playing us, right? They space us out. They take away our superpower. We can't even crash the glass. I can't tell you how many times I've seen their guards come from the weak side or the strong side and grab a rebound that is already in Derrick Jones Jr. hands or Gafford's hands. So, and I know this is going to sound like blasphemy, but I only see the way this will work is to bring our bigs in situationally when someone like Peyton Pritchard comes into the game, or when Al Horford comes into the game. We need shot creation. We need ball handling, because they're switching everything, and we need someone who has an ability or has previously had an ability to shoot the ball. That's when you guys were talking a little bit about, sitting down Jaden. Jaden's the only one that's not gun shy. Dante Exum looks to get down the court as fast as he can and then flip it to whoever's in the vicinity next to him. He does not look to shoot. He almost looked like he didn't want to shoot the pass that Luka sent to him with the amazing wrap around the back pass and the 3-point shot. So what I am saying is, of course, our normal bigs, Gafford and Lively, do play. Kleber's ineffective. We may have to lean toward more of the PJ at 5 small ball. With the 3-guard scenario. And I know that sounds horrible because we don't have a lot of really strong ball handlers. But Luka, Kai, Jaden, because he's willing to shoot and he can dribble somewhat. DJJ and Washington, because all of them are willing to at least to put the ball on the floor. They're switching everything we're gonna have to drive and kick. Like Luka and Kyrie are gonna have to drive and.
But they're not. There is no one to kick to because they're essentially sitting on all the corner stuff. You watch what Luka did today, where he was at first quarter in particular, where he hit a lot of those tough mid-range shots from like the free throw line where he was spinning. Almost always, every series we play prior, you got guys that cheat 1 to 2 steps in. Just that 1 6-inch gap is all Luka needs. And the Celtics don't give that. And so I really don't think it'll matter. The Celtics are fine with Luka scoring 50 points. Like they really are.
But the problem, Kurt, is they're playing 5-on-4 because they're not guarding the big man. I mean, they're really not because he's not a lob threat. The way their defense is set up, I understand what you're saying. There is no one to kick to, but they did send help a few times this game more than they did last time.
Yeah, they did. No, they definitely did.
Because Luka made them. Now, here's what I'm saying. They still take away the lob threat when they send 5-on-4 because they help from the corner. So that basically leaves about 1 to 2 lobs a game if we are lucky that we can hit because they're playing 5-on-4 because our bigs are ineffective. Now, if we have a 5th ball handler / shooter, I'm not saying he's going to be effective. I'm saying it's not going to be 5-on-4 because when they occasionally do help and send Derek White or when they send their big, we have someone that has made a 3 before because if we have Lively or Gafford, there's only one option. They can't drive. They can't shoot.
So they can't unleash the Lively 3-point shooter. Throws up the draft boards. Now's the time to unleash the secret weapon. Lively can pop 3s. Let's go.
If we're going to do that, then we might as well go all the way to the left. Let's go ahead and put Omax in the game.
I don't. Look, man, with some of the weird shit going on, I don't hate it.
Well, there's also an inability for our defenders to not be getting beaten off a first step, which I am perplexed because it's not like we haven't played high quality athletes in these previous series.
Sure.
But for some reason, and I don't know if it's because they're playing toward the baseline or they're shading, when we play like this, we would be able to funnel them to the bigs.
Yeah.
If there is no big in the lane, then there is no benefit to having Lively or Gafford. I know this sounds like blasphemy because they have no defensive help and they also serve no purpose on offense in this series. I'm not saying go 5 out, but what I am saying is I think we need more shot creators, ball handlers than post up lob threats in this series.
I think what they would do there is that they would put in Tim, and I don't want that. I don't want them to put in Hardaway.
Well, it's either lose playing 5-on-4 or give yourself a chance with potential. I actually would like Hardy to be the first option because he is not gun shy and he is somewhat the last game he hit 13 points in 11 minutes. Okay. And I know a lot of it was garbage time.
8 of them were in garbage time.
I know. But but we have to have some type of way to move the ball around because when we are very fortunate Porzingis went out of the game because it opened up more opportunity for offense. But if they're just stretching us out and we don't have any on-ball defenders that have enough foot speed or for some reason have forgotten they have foot speed to keep up, I would rather go smaller. I heard the broadcast, and I know we don't listen to the broadcast or pay a lot of attention to, that as erratic as Green was, his minutes on Tatum caused disruption because he guarded Tatum a little bit, and Tatum did not score as easily on Green. Now, I don't know if that's a long-standing issue, but this 7'1" Lively that I love and this 6'10" Gafford, tell me what they do in this series that makes Boston not have to leave them alone and put more stress on our offense and more stress on our defense.
Yeah, I can understand your point. I just don't know if they'll break. I just don't know if they'll abandon what got them here that hard. I just don't know. So we'll see, man.
We'll see, brother.
Thanks so much for hanging out and waiting.
I'll talk to you on Wednesday.
That's right. After a win. All right. Talk soon, man.
All right, man.
Let's see here. We're going to go to Tamam. What's up?
Yes. Hello, Kirk.
Welcome.
Thank you. I just want to say one thing. Not one thing, but the first thing I want to say is I am not a big X and O's guy, and I do not understand details of basketball. But I know a good coaching when I see it. And I think Joe Mazzulla is a great coach.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, because every time Tatum drives the ball, he always have easy options to give the ball to, and he had 12 assists. I don't think that is Tatum's geniuses, but I think it's always the easy option.
He had direct options to make good passes to, and then they score off those passes. Yeah.
It's just frustrating to watch, and you cannot stop it. And that is a good coaching.
Yeah.
A second thing that the adjustment for the Mavs, I think they have to make is just play better and be smarter.
That I agree.
It's as simple as that. I don't think they can do anything else. It's just some low IQ moments that cost them the game, and just wide open shots that they will make any other time. They did not make.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I know everybody is picking on Kyrie because he did not take that transition three, and I don't want to be harsh on him, but I agree with them because he's been doing this all season long. You can't just go from what you have been doing all season because you're in the finals. I don't get it.
I understand. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I would not say that I'm frustrated because of this loss. I think it's tough. It's tough, but I think they can tie the series in Dallas.
Would like to see it. I'm not ready to be done talking about basketball just yet.
Yeah, it's actually a fun game.
It is a fun game. This is why I dedicate way too much of my life to it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One last thing. I have been hearing media people talking that Luka needs to take maybe 30 to 35 shots for the Mavs to win. And I was like, yeah, he might need to. But today he was just like, looked gassed at the end of the third quarter.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think he can do that. I don't think that.
Well, I mean, if Kyrie starts to hit a few more shots and they're able to steal a few more minutes from Luka, these things all have like compounding effects, right? So if Luka can play 38 minutes instead of 42, does he have the gas to put up a few more shots at the right moments? I think maybe. I do.
I don't know because they were just go at him on defense. So yeah, if he's taking 35 shots and doing everything on defense, yeah, he can do it. Maybe he can take 35 shots, but he will make 15.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you joining. Talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Then last but not least, we have, I'm pretty sure this is Henry. Henry, what's up, man?
What's going on, my guy?
Thanks for staying up late. What you got for us?
It's all good. I ain't got too much, man. I just wanted to come on here and say fuck Kyrie. Like,
all right, man. Like I feel bad for him more than anything because this is different. This is different than shying away. All right, because what fucking world are we living in where I'm defending Kyrie at 11:30 at night in June?
Nah, fam. I don't ever want to see him wear another Kobe jersey again. Kobe is turning over and disappointed in him right about now. You're supposed to. Why are you letting this racist ass Boston town get into your head? I knew you were in the head when I thought it'd be louder in here. Shut the fuck up. I don't care about it being louder in here. You need to hoop. So the simple fact that you said that lets me know that they're already in your hand before tip off.
Yeah.
So Kobe would have came in here and shut the crowd up. You too small. I need to go back to when he got fined when he was in Brooklyn, flipping people off, telling people to suck as you know what. I need that back. But hey, at least we stay poised, right? Spiritually, mentally, and emotionally okay. We just got to play okay, and everybody play. I don't want to hear that poised shit. I don't want to see no tribe after they're on Twitter. I don't want to see none of that. I don't care about no peace, love, and positivity. Bro, this is playground, fam. I'm better than you. Like, hoop. Like, I need you to hoop, fam. I'm going to send him Steph's Game 6 highlights versus Boston in the 2022 finals when he absolutely eviscerated that drop coverage. Yeah. I don't know why Kai isn't doing it. He's too busy trying to do one-on-one to prove that he's still better than Tatum and Brown like he did when he was in Boston.
He had 2 possessions that stood out to me where he just got stonewalled only to kick it out to Luka with like 7 seconds on the shot clock. And I'm like, dude, that's
why. Is it a Kai thing? Is Kid not drawing up enough action to get him in enough off-ball motions and screens? Like, we've seen the formula. Like, Steph runs off 17 illegal screens. Why is Kai insistent on trying to do an ISO when we can just run him off screens the same as Steph?
Yeah. No, I understand that. I do.
And shout out to Brian. I fuck with Brian. He come on here a lot. I don't know why he wants to X him in. Exum did the same thing Kleber did. He took it coast to coast and fumbled the damn thing. Like, he has no left hand.
He hit a shot though, and that was pretty exciting.
He did what was on his job qualification, his job description, the basic qualifications. Like, it's like funny. Identity access management. That's like the very bottom of the barrel. Like, what is he doing here? So that's it. I just want to come on here and rant. I got to find a new player now, so I'm on the search.
We'll talk soon, man. Have a good one.
See you, man.
All right. Jacob, welcome to the show. You're gonna take us out of here. What's going on?
Oh, I'm just sad. I like other people were saying earlier. I mean, it feels like we definitely could have won this game. By the way, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, cool. I mean, Kyrie. I mean, I'm not gonna, with respect to the last guy, I'm not like gonna hate on him or anything. But like, I feel like these important games are why that we brought him here, and it just sucks to see him come up short. And I don't know if it's you, but the sports psychology thing, like I definitely think that he's got to be in his own head when he plays in Boston, especially. He's 0 for 12 now, his last 12 games against the Celtics.
Yep. At least in Boston. At least in Boston. I can't remember if it's the whole thing.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's not really just even a bad game. I think like the Celtics just clearly live rent free in his head. Like I don't get like I don't know. Like I love Kyrie since he's been here, but there's just kind of really no excuse for that. And those are 2 losses away from being on the wrong side of history. I mean, I'll just say that. Like I'm not giving up on the series or anything. Like this could be reminiscent of the Phoenix series. Where we lost the first 2 games and then won 4 out of the next 5. But I mean, I'm not gonna hate on Kyrie completely because it just feels like
you need him. Yeah, you need him.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say like I'm not gonna hate on Kyrie completely, but it just feels like another game where we just I don't know. Like PJ was competing. It's his first finals and everything. He's doing okay, but man, the role players just need to step up and hit the shots that Luka is spoon feeding them, man. Because I mean, the bad news is that, the good news is that we're not hitting those shots. We were 1 for 16 on threes outside of Luka and the one that Exum hit.
And the one was PJ, and it was like in the first quarter, and it was an overly challenged shot, and it was like, oh man, maybe PJ's gonna have a game. And I was like,
oh, here we go, and it's like, well, that was the last one, but they're good looks too. I was saying to my brother when we were texting during the game. It's just like, well, because you said it earlier, Boston's okay with Luka dropping 50 on them. As long as no one else beats him and whatnot, but it's like Luka is still spoon feeding open looks. Like, our defense has won us games in the past, but other teams have struggled to score, and Boston's just not going to. Like they're too good.
Yeah.
And like the annoying thing about the 5-out that they play is that it allows for long rebounds.
Yes.
Which
those are basically 50-50 balls. Like it's very difficult because it's hard to be mad at the Mavericks for not getting rebounds that bounce all the way out to the 3-point line.
Right. And like we out rebounded them, but it's just those bag breaking rebounds too, like where they, their second chance points. I don't know exactly how many they got, but I'm sure it was I'm sure it was more than the 7-point difference of the game. I would be willing to bet that.
Right.
I don't know. Like the other guys just got to they just got to step up, man. It sounds like I don't want to go full doomer, and like the people, like I love hanging out in the subreddit, and people were bitching and moaning about the foul on the no call on PJ, and it was probably a foul.
It was. Breen even the announcer, like, that'll be in the last 2-minute report. But I don't know. Like, if at most he would have hit the free throws, Mavs be up down 4. Right. And like they shouldn't have been in that position to begin with.
Right.
That's where I live.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like, man, if the bottom line is that we're just hitting more shots, and also Peyton Pritchard hit that bullshit 3 at the end of the third, it's like, that's where we could be. But I was going to say the good news is that we're shooting trash, but the bad news is that Boston also shot trash.
That's right.
So, my takeaway is that, I mean, Kyrie's got to be better, honestly. And then my second takeaway is the role players got to hit their shots, man. Because, Luka, surely he can't do this every game, can he? Love him to death. He's great and everything. He's having legacy games, but, you're going to have to pick him up at some point during the series, I would think, if you're going to, steal, protect home court. I don't know, if Kyrie doesn't spend, 75% of his minutes looking like Tim, then we might have had a chance to win this game.
There's something to that, man.
So maybe he needs to sage himself. I don't know. So.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad you're here. Defend me in the Mavs subreddit. They don't like me there.
No, I get that. Trust me. I don't think anybody likes anybody in the subreddit.
No, that's true. Honest. That's why, every time I pop in there, it's someone being like, "This Kirk Henderson motherfucker hates the Mavericks and is the worst person to do." And it's like, okay, can we just lighten up? Good God.
My favorite
was some asshole that went to middle school with me. Was like, Kirk was a bitch in 1998. It's like fucking hell. Can we all just stop?
I think the only media personality anybody likes in the subreddit is Slightly, which I love Slightly,
slightly biased is a riot. And but the thing is, I remember him when the Mavericks were crappy. And he was way meaner than I've ever been. And I feel like I'm just like, wait. And all the Mavs people love him. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he accused Jason Kidd of committing war crimes. It's all a bit, but it's like,
yeah. It's especially at times like this, everybody's bitching at.
Oh, for sure. It's so easy to do. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out late.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Rain, what's going on, man?
I'm here to spread some copium.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I had the thought after the first game, if they are going to avoid the switch to the bigs because Tatum is switched onto the bigs, why not just go at Tatum?
Mm-hmm.
And Luka did it. And for the first half, when he had the energy, it worked. No one was stopping him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. PJ has a nice little floater game. If we can keep that going and get some threes dropping, we would think that the role players will play better at home. So that hopefully might counteract some Boston, return to form from their 3-point shooting variance.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of hopium to be had.
What I sort of think happens is that the Mavericks 3-point shooting swings at the same time the Celtics 3-point shooting swings, and we go down in 127 to 133 kind of game, and then we're all just like, yeah.
It does look like for a lot of these players that the lights are a bit too bright at the moment. To anyone who's saying that this is why Omax should have been ready, yes, we have. We should count our lucky stars that we have one rookie that is somewhat playable in the finals.
Yeah, for sure. No, you're right.
To have two would be ridiculous. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
but we're not that. From this game, from what we saw, we're also not that far away.
Yes.
Not that far away. So, they can get there. Maybe they don't win the series, whatever. They got there. I'm not going to say we should just be happy to be there. But also, just if we look at this roster, they're all roughly around Luka's age.
Right. No, that's true.
The thing is I don't see this as our team's one opportunity. This is their first shot. Luka can bring them here again, and even if Kyrie ages out, who's to say they won't be able to bring another second star to come in and be that second heat? There's yeah, okay, I didn't have too much to bring in to be
it's all right, man.
About, but hey, we got to try and find something.
I just tweeted a bad joke that the Boston Celtics have. You gave me this idea. I was thinking about this. The Boston Celtics have released their parade route to the media, because that's what fucking Mark Cuban did back in 2006 when the Mavericks went up 2-0. I mean, it was like, I don't think he released it. It was like an accident that somebody stumbled across it, if I remember correctly. But that was not good. And then the Mavericks lost 4 in a row. So
here's the thing: they could go back. The role players could play good. It could be.
That's what you'd like to see, man. That's what you would like to see.
Anyway, I'll let Team Kyrie captain come back in there.
Yeah. All right, man. Talk soon.
See you, man.
Okay, we're gonna go with Henry. He had one more thought.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guy. Such a nice fellow. I appreciate you. All right, so I apologize. I kept saying wait to get to the playoffs. Kyrie, you gonna get to the playoffs? Playoff Kyrie, playoff Kyrie. I look like a dumbass. So I apologize for that. Second, I can't believe I defended this guy in conversations with Curry. I will never put him in the same breath as Curry again. I apologize to the people of Maverick Nation. That is it. You guys enjoy your night. Kirk, and love to spend time with your family. Relax. Just do your thing. Don't even worry about it. He's a glorified fucking Patrick Beverley. $120 million for Patrick Beverley is absolutely disgusting.
I have a bizarre week ahead of me. My wife is going out of town because we planned this stuff. I didn't plan for the Mavericks to be in the finals. So this Wednesday night game, we're all keeping our fingers crossed. 2 things. First, that the Mavericks win. Second, that my children stay asleep, because otherwise we're going to have, see, like to my left and my right, there will be like both the baby and the 8-year-old wandering in here being like, let's podcast, Dad. That's just the way it's going to go. Hey, man, thanks so much for hanging out.
See you, man.
All right. Guys, if you can't be good, be careful. Everybody have a better start to your week than the Dallas Mavericks. Everyone have fun. It's just sports. It's what brings us together, and it's what tears us apart. I am ready to be hurt again. Everybody have a great evening. Go Mavs.
Do you demand action on the U.S. Open this week? If you do, forget those surface level shows and check out the Pat Mayo Experience right now. You need the picks? I got them. Want to hear about Pinehurst from people on location? I got that too. Need some data and trends to impress your friends about golfers they've never heard of? I got plenty of that. Take golf seriously, but have a few laughs at the same time. Sub to the Pat Mayo Experience now, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.